Hello. Hi, I'm Sage. Welcome back, whatever the case may be. Hold on, I need water. You might see me look over here a lot. That is where my screen is. It is showing me what my camera is seeing. So, today I wanted to talk about intuitive witchcraft. So, I was just recently reading a book called Intuitive Witchcraft. I should have been more prepared and actually looked up the full name of the book, shouldn't I? Un momento, por favor. Un momento. Where is it? My library. Intuitive Witchcraft by Astrea Taylor. The first name is Astrea. So that's what I was reading / listening to as an audible. Hey, Loki, you wanna come see me? You wanna come be in the video with me, honey? What you doing? Mwah. What you doing? This is little Loki. So, we're getting an itchy spot. We're getting an itchy spot. Is that behind the ear, man? Kitties love it. He also likes when his nose is rubbed. But now he wants to sniff me. Okay, he has nothing to do with intuitive witchcraft, now does he? Mwah. You want to get down? I will not force you to stay. You can go. He also really likes a good amount of attention. His brother, though, ooh, that boy likes attention. He's very affectionate. So, intuitive witchcraft, what's it mean? What is it? The book's okay. It started out pretty good, but it was not what I expected, and by halfway, 2/3 of the way through, it was more like, here's how you do a ritual for this, here's how you set up your altar, here's how you do a ritual about this, and I'm like, is that intuitive witchcraft? If you're reading it in a book and then performing that, that doesn't seem intuitive to me. What I consider intuitive witchcraft to be is you're making your own rituals and spells. You are just following your intuition. And what brought this up is I did a binding spell today. I've done a handful of them in my life before. And the first couple, I know the first one definitely. Hang on. I had to yawn. Did I make you yawn? Ha ha ha. If I did. So the first one I did, I looked up a binding spell. That's what I did. And I don't know how many other witches out there had a similar path in these terms as I did. I'm sure quite a few of you did. Basically, when I started, I would go to books on the internet to find spells, rituals, anything I wanted to do, right? But as you get more and more into it, and if you start paying attention to your intuition, you will get to the point that you don't need to do that anymore. Your intuition tells you what to do. So for my binding spell today, I'm not going to give you all the steps because I don't want you to go out and replicate it. That's kind of missing the whole point. If you need to look up a spell to replicate it right now, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I did that in the first however many years of my witch life, alright? And it was years and years. But over the past, 3 years, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Sometimes when I'm kind of yawning for not really known reasons, it's actually a sign of a migraine about to start, so that's not great. Let's just cross our fingers. No migraine for me. So for many years, that's what I did. I had books, and I read books, and I did internet, always. You can Google just about anything, right? So that's what I would do. And then at some point, though, especially over the last 3 years, that's what I was saying before my yawn interrupted me, I've really been working hard on my intuition and listening to it and accepting it and not constantly questioning myself about it. Is that really my intuition and things like that. I've been working really, really hard on it. And let me tell you, the more you work on your intuition, the louder it becomes. And the easier it is to hear it, the easier it is to follow it without feeling a ton of doubts. I still have doubts from time to time. I by no means have it mastered. I think there's a little bit of imposter syndrome in there, you know? You can look that up if you're unsure. Oh my god, I'm gonna yawn again. I am so sorry. This is not good. No, I can't find the right words. This is not a good sign for me. It might be a migraine. So, anyway, good God, if I could stop yawning and keep my brain on track, right? Okay, so I have done really good at honing my intuition. I'm by no means a master at it. I don't know if you ever become a true master at it. You know what I mean? Like, there's always things to learn. There's always things you can do. So I don't think one day I'll be like a all master of it. But I am getting better. And so today, yesterday is when I realized I needed to do a binding spell. And I didn't have the motivation to do it yesterday though, and that's okay. Today, I spent some time with my mom, and I had told her I was going to do the binding spell. And it somewhat involves her as well. Not the spell itself, but the situation. So, I'm sorry, I just like rubbed my nose, and that just seems gross on camera. Allergies. Actually, it's not even allergies, I have a sinus infection right now. Pain in the ass. Anyway, I'm sorry if you really hate rambling and jumping from topic to topic. My channel's probably not a good one for you. So I told my mom I was going to do it, and she was dropping me off back at my home, and as soon as I walked in the door, and I had to feed my cats their lunch, and then it was just coming to me, exactly what I needed to do, the words I needed to say, and then I wrote the words down on a piece of paper because that was part of what I was getting from my intuition. Freaking yawns. Okay, so I wrote the words down that I needed to say, and basically writing them was me saying them. I think I was saying them as I wrote them too anyway, so it was like, it was being said a lot, whether in writing or in, vocal. And then I burned that piece of paper, made sure it was fully turned into ash, nothing left over. There was quite a bit of smoke from that one. Make sure if you burn anything, you're doing it in a safe place, alright? I did it in a soup pot that's like this big and this tall. And I did it on my stove. I didn't have the stove turned on, but I did it on my stove so I could turn the vent on my stove so it would pull the smoke out. And then I stayed with it. You don't leave fire unattended. Especially if you have littles or pets that you could get access to it. So I burned it, and then I had an intuitive hit on what to do to I am so sorry that I'm yawning like crazy. I mean, alright. It's okay. Oh god, I'm sniffling too. Whew. Sinus infection and migraine, apparently both are happening. So, my intuition told me how to dispose of the ashes and when it was time to. I didn't let it all completely burn out, but I did let it burn until there was very little left burning, and it was all ash. There was no unburned paper left. Also, a part of this that I've never done before is my intuition led me to put salt and pepper onto the paper. Pepper is good for protection, and salt is good for purifying. And that made sense to me for what the purpose of this was, what the binding entailed. So when it was burning, the smoke was actually kind of burning my eyes a little bit, because the fan or the vent on the stove doesn't necessarily get every little bit of it, right? and it was kind of burning my eyes, and my intuition said, that's the negative shit coming out. It's burning your eyes because it's getting rid of it and it's purifying it. So I didn't stand real close to it. All right, I stood on the other side of the kitchen, like 3 feet away maybe, where I could still see it, but I wasn't right up on top of that. And then I disposed of it in the way my intuition led me to. I even, like, part of the words I used were like, I bind thee. And it was interesting to me because I don't do that. I don't do old words like thee. And I don't mean T-H-E, I mean T-H-E-E. I bind thee. It's not a word I ever use. I don't go back to using those old types of words that we just don't use anymore. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to get over it. I can't control it, man. The yawning. So yeah, it all came from my intuition, and I did it all that way. And it was really, what's the word? It was a confirmation to me as well to know that I knew what I was doing. I didn't even have to question it. And once it was done, I called the relevant people and said, it's done. And there you go. And now I don't have to worry about it at all anymore. I did write down what I did in this spell in my grimoire. I love to say grimoire. I don't know why. Instead of Book of Shadows, I like grimoire. You can laugh at me, it's okay. I can be silly. On a plus side, look. Hang on. Pull it up a little bit. Hang on. I'll have to look over here to see if you guys can see it. Okay. So it says, Gemini, a woman, the soul of a witch, the fire of a lioness, the heart of a hippie, and the mouth of a sailor. And let me tell you, this is me, alright? It's me. My mom jokes about me being a hippie, and she was during that time. She was around there. She was a hippie. Anyway, intuitive witchcraft. Tell me what you think about it. Have you done anything intuitively? And I'm absolutely not saying if you don't do intuitive, you're wrong in some way. You are absolutely not. You do what is comfortable for you. If you try to do something that makes you really uncomfortable, it might affect the, what's the word? It might affect how the spell works. I can't find exactly what word. The outcome. It might affect the outcome. So, do what you're comfortable with. And one day, maybe, if you work on your intuition, you might be comfortable using it, like I did today. And maybe you will never be comfortable just relying on your intuition, and that's okay too. It's nice if you can rely on it because it gives you more of a belief and trust in yourself to be able to listen to your intuition. So I do highly recommend working on your intuition, working on listening to it, hearing it. Meditation, mindfulness, these kinds of things will help. Also, trying to block positive thoughts. Whoa, that was the wrong word. Trying to block negative thoughts, but block isn't even the right word. It's more like catch yourself when you do it, and then counter that negative thought with a positive thought. You know, if you're worried about how you're going to fail a test tomorrow, then counter that with, but what if I pass? So, that kind of thing is what I mean. The more you do that, the less negative thoughts you'll have. And the less negative thoughts you have, the more you will listen to your intuition. Because what do those negative thoughts get replaced by? By you. So, that's just my theory on it. Again, I am not saying you are wrong for not doing your witchcraft intuitively. I'm not saying that at all. There are some people that might never be what they do, and that's okay, alright? Everybody has their own path. But I wanted to know what others think about intuitive witchcraft. And did you follow the same kind of path I did, where you started out using resources and copying rituals and spells from other sources, and then you got into your own? Or, how long did it take you? That's an interesting topic to me too, because mine took a while. It probably took a good 12 years? I'm going to say 12 years. So it was not overnight by any means, right? So, anyway, now that we've made it through this lovely video with all of my yawning and my sniffles, because I have a freaking sinus infection. I'm on antibiotics for it, but I just started them yesterday, so it's going to be a few days before it helps. Wish me luck with that. Also, I know when you watch this, it's going to be in the past, but send me some love and hope that I don't get a migraine, please. I've had too many recently. I do not want another one, but that's what this yawning generally means. So, thank you for joining me. Again, I am Sage, and I will see you in the next video. So, thank you for being here. Bye.